so. So feel me on this, all right? Welcome to our first segment of Clink Talks. My name is Jason Walker. To some, it's 09-825-12. You know how that go. For 10 years, I wasn't a name. For 10 years, I wasn't a person, I was a number. Whether it was my DIN number, or the three numbers that come after the comma of that 66, yeah, that was me. That was so many of us. That could have been your brother, your cousin, your sister, whoever. You know, welcome to Clink Talks, like I said. Thank you for joining for this first episode. It feels good to be free. Let me say that first and foremost. Feels good to be free. But shout out to those who are not. I miss you too, my niggas, because believe it or not, it's out here. Woo, it's a little bit rough. I'm telling you. Finding a job, you can always get a job at UPS, but when you get to UPS, you realize that shit is just like prison. That shit leave you all fucked up in the head. Then on another note, people out here moving like zombies. No, I'm for real. Like Walking Dead. Like, they out here creepers and shit. What I mean by that? Give me a second. Cars passing. I simply mean this. Everybody out here opportunists and capitalists right now. They taking advantage of everybody. Auntie taking advantage of their own son taking advantage of their moms, and nobody got a conscience. Nobody gives a no more. If you didn't hear me, I said nobody gives a fuck no more. So it's like the principles and values that we learn in prison about, you know, holding each other down, being a convict, is not the same out here about being civilians. No. Everybody out here like Madagascar. You got lions, tigers, bears, and everybody out here trying to be number one. The problem about trying to be number one out here is nobody got no principles, values, structure. So it kind of leaves a whole lot of potholes on the road when you try to drive with your 20s on. Even though they factory, you trying to keep them clean though. I'm just saying. In prison, we were convicts, first and foremost. Then it was sections, factions, you know, denominations, so on and so forth. We had a unified code that we stuck to before we separated into our own factions, our own teams. You understand? Codes that we had to live by in order for us to have a life in prison. Out here, there is no code. I'm just telling the truth, homie. I'm gonna tell you how fucked up it is out here. My experience. I've been home 6 years now, right? 2 days ago is my anniversary, man. Nobody even fucking remember the nigga did 6 years. Nobody remembered I just did 6 years off of parole. No, nobody remembers that. Like, yo, congratulations, that was a milestone. Nah, it's all right. I didn't really give a fuck anyway. I'm just trying to show you where people's mindsets are at. Everything was just a normal day. It was Valentine's Day. I want to be Valentine's love. So, fuck everything else. Damn. I wonder if that's how Khalif Browder felt. You know, like I said, I'm coming home from 10 years of prison. I've been in solitary for 2 years of it. And there's no love out here, man. If you came home looking for someone to just love you, bro, it's cold as this motherfucking winter breeze is blowing down my neck right now. There's no love. If you can't provide for your family, they ain't fucking with you. Straight like that. Oh no, it's on a whole different level now. I'm not naive. I knew it was happening before, but it's on a whole different level now. Nigga, you not family, you can't provide, homie. It's like what we used to say back in the cans, huh? B to the L, back on late night. Whew. Boy, it's like that right now. You ain't got neither one of those things, the B or the L, nigga. You are goodbye. It's funny. I'm telling you, it's fucking funny, this shit nowadays, B. Because you wouldn't expect your closest of kin to do that to you. How could you be so heartless? Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some heartless shit, dude. But then tomorrow you turn around and be like, yo, Jay, I love you, baby boy. You know, I'm proud of you. Shit, hard to tell. But you know what, though? Let me flash back to when I was inside. One thing I could always depend on was my brothers. No matter if you was my op at the moment, I could depend on. I knew you wanted to stab me in the back. But at this point in time, I'm going through some shit, so you put your fork down and say, yo, chill. Let me talk to you real quick, Scrap. You be wildin' sometimes, Scrap. Maybe you ain't seen what da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? That's how it was there. You know what I mean? Niggas talk to you. You reason with a nigga. Maybe you ain't seeing it right. Maybe now you see it right, you do different. Maybe if I listen, maybe I can really understand what the fuck this nigga saying. He ain't gotta shank me. Damn, you know what? You know what? It makes sense. Out here, nah, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. In there, at nighttime, when they said lights out, man, we used to be on the gate, man, talking about all type of shit. Sometimes, man, it came to our head, whatever came to our head, we just put on the gate. And sometimes niggas laugh at it, call it corny. Sometimes niggas entertain the shit. But you know what, though? It was like Ray's Boom Boom Room. Trust that, though. I know that feeling. I understand that feeling now. Niggas felt more at home in prison than they do out here in this real world, boy. But I don't tell you to go back to prison. I'm telling you that, you know, we got to change this whole structure. This is why I decided to do this podcast. You understand? Because we need to really understand us, just like we need to understand them, because there's a major disconnect. Major disconnect. And if we could decipher what that disconnect is, then we could pull this thing back together. It ain't hopeless. It ain't hopeless whatsoever. But I will tell you, these niggas out here living like Bambi in the wilderness right now, running out into the street getting smacked. and they trying to understand why they getting smacked. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. In prison, you know, it's 9 o'clock, lights out, right? Everything comes so quiet. You know, the nigga next door might be doing his legal work, trying to get the fuck up out of this prison shit. So you shouldn't be disturbing that next man from his rest. You don't know what that nigga got to go on his back. You hear? So, you know how we got to be courteous and mindful of everybody else? Not out here, boy. Not out here. You know how if we disrespected the next man's space, we knew something was going to happen? And whatever happened, we had to deal with it. We had to make a choice, fight or flight. Either I'm going to pull my knife and go stick him back, or I'm going to run to the bubble and say, hey, CO, I can't live here. You could go back and pack. Yeah. Out here, woo, let me tell you what happens when a nigga enter your space and violate your space. And you react. Oh, wow. They tell you, why you hit me? Wait a minute. You didn't have no right to respond the way that you responded. Wait a minute. Time out. Are you serious? Let's take a look at this picture. You're telling me that you punched me in my face, and I'm supposed to say, oh, thank you, and walk away. Let's run this back. You punched me in my face, I'm gonna punch you right the fuck back. But when I punch you back, you're gonna tell me I shouldn't have done that. Whew. That's what's going on out here, bro. That should be driving a nigga crazy because you like, yo, wait a minute, I know right from wrong, right? I gotta be accountable for my actions, right? So why the fuck is this motherfucker telling me that I'm wrong for doing some shit that I know is right? But they're telling me I'm supposed to be the bigger man. So what about you? Why the fuck aren't you being the bigger man? We used to sit there at nights and have conversations. So it's like you got 52 or 100 niggas in a gallery or something like that, and you're conversating, and you're hearing these 52 to 100 individuals' point of view. So it's like you're in the whole world at the same time, but you're in a prison cell. So you're getting to understand different sides of things all at one time. This is like being in a library where the books actually come to life and talk to you, so it's not boring. Keeping it tall. Know what I mean? So, it's like, when you come out to this world, people don't know how to communicate. The person will be walking, you'll be walking, right, bro? Matter of fact, like I'm in the supermarket, and I'm looking at this item on the shelf, and the person will walk right directly under me and look at the shit that's underneath the shelf. Now, if I fought or fell on top of them the wrong way, they want to sue me because I knew that they were there. But wait a minute, I was there first. You knew I was there. Why didn't you say, excuse me? In prison, you know what happens? We would have took you off the assembly line, sent you somewhere else so you could figure this out. Out here, that would be considered we're wrong. So if we're wrong, what the fuck are you? I'm just saying, this is Clink talk. This is Clink fucking talk. I gotta explain this because I got fellows that's coming home from prison. You know? I got fellows that's going to prison. They need to understand what these rules and diameters is because they fucking it up for both sides. For both sides. So that's the merger right there. But like I said, thank you for joining Clink Talks, episode 1 on Natural Vibes Podcast, Hackensack's own station. Yeah, we out here. We in the hood. Peace.